Hello guys, you're really welcome to our Coding Club Nigeria. I want to appreciate every member of the Coding Club that we are in class during the session. Now I'm going to make an update on what we had during our class, and maybe by God's grace bring in things that we'll talk about maybe in future. So I would really recommend, if you're watching this video and then you have problem with the sound factor, you can actually use things like an earpiece or maybe an headphone to get clarity of the words. But nevertheless, I really want to talk about HTML forms in this tutorial. Yeah, in case I didn't do much of it, I'm saying shout out to all the members of the Coding Club. So the first and foremost, I will go ahead and open up my Notepad++. Since we worked with Notepad++, I'll go ahead and do that. So I know this is a list of things we did. This is an introduction of HTML, but nevertheless I can get rid of this. So in this tutorial, I will be talking about HTML forms. Without much waste of time, forms are much more used in sites, probably to input an email or a text and things like that. So you just see the visual aspect of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is to save my program with an .html. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and label this HTML, forms.html. Yeah, let's save that. So as usual, but you guys have seen this very clearly because I want you to really get everything that I do. So yeah, HTML as usual. So you can save everything with HTML, and then this is the closing tag of the HTML. The beginning is the opening tag. So like I said, I'm dealing with forms in this HTML, so I can go ahead and make my head, or the head, and there's this is not compulsory to, well, the head is to use the head, but just to demonstrate, I think I can just do that, and I'll show you what that can do. HTML forms. Okay, so next thing I want to do is to create the body tags. This is the body tag, the open tag. So if you really were in class, this would be much easier for you to grasp. So this is the body tag. I'm trying to work with time, that's why I'm doing this. So the first thing I do within the body tag is like I said, I'm talking about forms. Let's say HTML forms. Yeah, forms. HTML forms. So the first thing I will want to do, so I can go ahead and save this, then run it so that you see the output. So I'm going to run this in my Internet Explorer. Yeah, I have Internet Explorer in my system, so it will work. That's so HTML forms, blah blah blah. Yeah, exactly. I can apply a break to this just to separate it. I don't really want it to be on the same line, you know, so I can really use a break. And then I'll go ahead and refresh. Okay. Yeah, HTML forms. Sure. So to work with these HTML forms, the first thing you really need to understand when working with an HTML form is or let's just go ahead and make an input for the emailing, the passwords, the name text, things like that. So let's just start somewhere. So first and foremost, I have an input and I have an input type. So what kind of input should my HTML contain? And I said, okay, it's gonna contain my email. So my email, input type email, here. And I can go ahead and close the tag if I want. I'll just really copy all this and paste it again. The next thing I will have is my password, input type, password. The next thing I will have is just a text, input type, my text. Alright, I'll save this and display it on the screen so that you see the outcome of this. Okay. So the first thing we have here is an email, blah 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 blah, at gmail.com, Second thing we have is our password, blah blah blah. You can see what I just typed. Doesn't make sense. But the last thing is just in the text. You can actually delete everything. Next thing is just a text. So, but we can actually differentiate this from this. Alright, it will be hard to know this is for the email and then this is for the text. So we can just go ahead and put something called value. Maybe for email we can use a value, just a default value equal to blah blah quotation, maybe sample at mail.com. So this is a value this will take. And then for the name you can have a value for the name, but we don't really need value for the name. We just go ahead and run this and see the outcome for the value. Internet Explorer. So because of the value I used for my emailing, because of this value here that I used, it displayed this sample within my box. So anytime I see an input box with this value, I know, okay, it's talking about my email. So the reason why this sample at mail.com came up is because of this value right here. I think you guys get that. So without the value, for instance, without this value, save the work, to refresh my page. Hey, it's gone. There's nothing here. So to have a default sample for the user to see, you need to assign a value to it. The next thing I want to show you in this is you can easily do something like this, email, which is nice. Email, this will be password, so that the user will really know what you mean. And then this is just probably a name, just enter enter your name or something. But if I go ahead to refresh this, you're going to see the outcome. Alright, so the first thing is email, second thing is password, and third thing is name, which is cool by default. But you might, to some extent, you decide, okay, I want everything to be broken down. So you can come somewhere here and make your p tag. Advise you come to the edge, make another p tag, is the closing tag, do the same thing. So p, in case you don't know, for some who don't know, p tag is a paragraph tag, in case you are not in my class. P tag stands for paragraph tag. And then lastly we have another p tag. So I go ahead and save this. Now display back on the screen, and you're going to see how cool it is. So this is how cool that is. So I guess it makes more sense right now. You can actually make some changes. Should I show you this now? I can go ahead and get rid of this value. I can write something called size. Probably I want to work with the size of each text box. I can put 30. So I'll show you a sample of the size right now. So it defines the width and the height of each input boxes. So when I refresh, it takes the value 30. So I'll duplicate this, copy it, and duplicate it each and every one of them, and then you see the size that it takes. Okay, I know I didn't mention this in the class, but it's okay, never a problem. Deciding the size, then each box takes the value of 30. Alright, so show you something. HTML form for this tutorial. Just go ahead and spell. It's correct. It's correct. So guys, I hope this really helped you out. I'm just trying to work with time. So the next thing you might want to do is remember I showed you a button, so you can have another input type. So I'll go ahead and copy all this. The input type, instead of being a text, it can be a button. So you can do this, but button has to have a value. If your button has no value, this will be the result of your display. This. So there's no value assigned to this, so you will not know what it means. Then go ahead and remove it. You don't need the thing, just goes away. So then we can assign a value to our button called value, and the value is called click me, which is nice. Okay, then I refresh my work. Yeah, then this is virtually what it gives me. So I can go ahead and type my email and then click probably at gmail.com. Then I can go ahead and use my password. That's why. Then I can go ahead and use my name. Okay. Then I'll click me. So there's no result, right? Everything still remains the same. So this is because HTML is virtually on front-end development. So with time you understand what I mean, but for now don't expect any magic to happen. But really we can actually input everything into a form. I think let me just do that before time goes up. You can do something like this. Yeah, really. Then we're gonna close the form tag. This is simply like embedding everything into the form tag. It's like this form tag is like a container that holds all the input of this HTML. Working with the button and everything, so it's always good to put it in form. So I can go ahead and type the same thing. On gmail.com, password, blah 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 blah, the name, the method. Alright, so click, do the same thing. So for now, just take note of this and then play around with it more and more. Later I will show you how you can easily connect this even to your form and the button to your form to do some cool stuff. But for now, just play around with this. Thank you very much and look up for the next tutorial.